AI company, but I'm here to talk about a community I ended up starting in January this year. So personally, I'm an engineer. I like to tinker with things. I like to not waste equipment. If possible, never throw old components which could be repaired. And more, I've been noticing the use and throw culture is not a new phenomenon, but I got pissed off this year. So I'll tell you how it happened, right? Sorry, where is the tab? Oh. Yeah, so there's this documentary on Netflix called Buy Now, and it talks about a whole bunch of issues, including this one, about how stuff is deliberately made with short life cycles, where you buy more and then there's no incentive to make long-lasting products, right? So this is an old example from 1930s. The manufacturers of light bulbs sat down and agreed that we don't want to make bulbs which can last 2,500 hours. They started fining or putting a penalty on manufacturers who did not bring down the life of the bulb to 1,000 hours, right? So famous case study. Here's a measuring cup made by the same company, same brand, exactly the same model. The one on the left, which you can still use, is 30-year-old. And the one on the right is 4-year-old. Right? So yeah, somebody says Apple calls it a non-repairable product officially, right? You cannot get it repaired. But in Delhi, you can go to a third-party guy and he'll fix it for 6,000 rupees, right? So and these are the screws that Apple invented so that people with their household screw holders or screwdrivers could not open it, right? So yeah, and there's a whole marketing going around smart fridge, smart bike, smart camera, I don't know what, right? But look at this. My LG washing machine is sending 3.6 gigabyte of data every day. Like, why? Like, and it's upload, it's not download. I don't know what it is uploaded. Can somebody guess what this product is? The comment says, why does the internet need to be involved in this? It's a smart soap dispenser. And you see, this marketing is so effective. Like we in the tech know that this smart is just a marketing thing. You don't actually need internet connectivity in every single thing. But the non-tech people keep falling for it, right? They think, oh, the opposite of smart must be dumb, right? No, the opposite of smart is safe. This is the founder of iFixit complaining about the Apple AirPods. He says, this comes with the battery built in and the charger has battery built in and none of them are replaceable, right? This is a product that you buy for 18 months or 2 years at max, right? And it's supposed to be thrown away, right? He says, okay, I'm a reasonable person that got radicalized by an earbud, right? Yeah, this is the outlook of tech people versus non-tech people, right? So tech people will say, tech enthusiasts will say, my entire house is smart. But tech experts will say, the only piece of tech in my house is a printer and I keep a gun next to it. So I can shoot it if it makes a noise that I don't recognize. So there was this quick video, I'll probably skip it. It's basically about the right to repair. Maybe I can show it. I can't find the tab. I just missed it. So. It's okay. You don't need the audio. So earlier this was limited to Apple. Now every manufacturer in every category is copying this tactic. Right? This has happened in the last 15 years. Alright, so this is EU. EU is actually leading on that front. So yeah, I said I am going to create a wiki for just tracking which products are repairable, which ones are not, what are the issues. In wiki, the idea was that I can't track every single category on my own. That's why it made sense to crowdsource this kind of knowledge, right? And it kind of took off. Like I didn't realize it will find so much adoption or takers for it. So it came together. There's a community in place. We are tracking things like the right to repair portal from the government of India. And yeah, I'll skip a few things like water purifier. the indicator that you see that it says time to change a filter is just electronic circuitry. If you see, it has nothing to do with the quality of water. Right? It is just a timer. It says 3 months have passed, change a filter. Right? And we just track a bunch of things like Nokia has come off. HMD has this new repairable phone called HMD Fusion. But here you can find that actually the bootloader is not unlockable, which kills it for anybody who's interested, right? So yeah, we started like a bunch of city groups have come together. I want to talk about, so this is just an air purifier that somebody made. They bought a air filter, HEPA air filter from me, put an exhaust fan on top, and it works better than anything that you can buy in the market. Right? You have to put duct tapes to prevent leakage. And then this is an open source design called horizontal box, right? Same idea. And then because the cost is so low, you can put an air purifier in each room, like 4 rooms, at the price of what you could buy in the market. Right? This is a e-ink watch somebody made. Alright, I'll skip this. Yeah, so overall theme being we need 5 things, but as consumers we need to demand the first 2. Which is the product should come with spare parts and manuals, right? But on the community side, we started building these forms for collecting various data. What are people complaining about? What would they like to see? The way we think is we don't see everyone becoming a repairer or a DIY kind of expert, right? In India, because we have cheap labor and a lot of expertise around, what we're blocked by is tools and manuals, right? So we want to work with existing repair people rather than I fix it, as in I will buy all the parts and I'll get a thermal gun and a BGA soldering station. That's not the right framing for India, right? So our tooling is, we use Gitbook. Gitbook is a sort of what you see is what you get kind of editor, but it synchronizes with GitHub, right? And we have a WhatsApp for commit, right? So why did I make these choices? These are the important questions, right? So here, I could have gone with the standard tech choices like Slack, Discord, Telegram, Signal, everything else. I've done a bunch of this thing. Probably I know more than community software about community software than most of you. But in India, if you want the local plumber or the AC repair guy to be able to join and not feel sort of unknown, so I had to pick WhatsApp, right? That's the choice, right? So we have groups by category and groups by city. We have a disappearing message policy so that the wiki remains healthy, that people have incentive to post any knowledge that was worth tracking on the wiki, right? As I said, GitHub and Gitbook are synchronized in 2 directions. So people who want to submit pull requests, they can do that. I can have a full review, everything else is going on. But lots of users can be given direct access to Gitbook and they can make direct changes, right? That gets published as a website. Websites, I can embed Google Forms, that data get collected into Google Sheets, right? Now the open problems are, the data from Google Sheets back to the site is hard to do, right? I don't have something that is being done manually, right? And then any discussion that happen on WhatsApp has to be manually put on the wiki, right? These are the open questions. I don't have the tooling for this, right? And then it gets harder because now we realize, okay, wiki, again, it has limited reach. People are actually, most of the time, they are on social media and YouTube, right? So unless you have somebody talking about this over there, this is actually have limited accessibility, right? So if we start, how do we take this content and then have a YouTube channel or and then reactions coming from there? How do we bring them back to the wiki? Open problems, right? Same thing with GitHub, right? So the problem, because this is a crowdsourcing commodity, and I've done a few of this in the past, I always run into the same problem, which is the spammers are always more motivated than anybody who wants to improve the system, right? It's a public good, so it's going to be underfunded by definition, right? But also, there could be a possibility of compromises, like people could give fake reviews, right? Imagine a brand company sending their employees to say, talk shit about other competitive products, right? So all of those issues are there, very applicable to me, and that's why I'm here to basically learn about this and maybe I'll get a few best practices. So the site is at isfixable.com and there's a link to the WhatsApp group.